All right, we're starting something new, and we got the headset, so hopefully we get some better audio. We're going back to the book briefly, back to the original curriculum. At first, we were just studying kind of science wellness, but there's value in learning what I was going to teach you because it was specifically about diseases, but generally I like to think what I was going to teach you was important anyway. I've been really impressed with the amount of work so far, so keep it up. You're It was a lot better work than I thought people would bring in, so great job. When we go back to the textbook is our guide, but we don't necessarily need the textbook. I'm going to embed the textbook pages you'll be using in our slides. So if you didn't bring your textbook home, but you have an iPad or a device of some sort, you'll be fine. So we're going to sort of have regular worksheet questions. We'll see what that looks like inside Google Slides. You can always download the PDF and write on that. Some of you seem to prefer that. If your internet is slow or you just hate Google Slides, whatever. So it is a PDF or in slides. And where we left off was chapter 27, section 3. Section 2 is how the immune system works. Section 3 is how it sometimes doesn't work. Then we're going to jump into researching diseases individually for a couple days next week. Then we're headed to chapters 18, 19, and 20 and 21 about the environment in a larger context. So one stint here in the book, a project, and then we're back to the book. So what does a book page look like? So in a book page, you can see I've copied the page in. I've tried it on my iPad. If you zoom in on that, you can read that. Or if you brought your book home, I've got the page numbers listed. And the book questions are the exact same as we would have done with a worksheet, except for now we have slides for it and a little white box to write in. So I expect the answers here. Honestly, if you open the slides as a PDF, it's much harder. If you just push the little square arrow and open it in slides, it's a lot easier. So the orange slides, the yellowish orange slides, are based on the textbook. They have a little picture of the textbook at the bottom. Red slides are kind of extra if you get through it all and you want to learn a little bit more. So this one, why are people allergic to food? That seems ridiculous to be allergic to food. If you don't do those red slides with YouTube Extra, that's okay, but it is kind of fun. The blue slides are based on solely other resources or paper versions. So the PDF has this. Again, you can zoom in and read what you need on the slide and answer in the white box. And the green slides, we'll get these occasionally. We're still doing our science word. We have 6 more of these. So Monday, we're going to do our next word, mutual. And if you notice on those last 2 slides, on a lot of these slides, we're going to have that purple button, which is open this, click the image, and go to Padlet. Not many of you have used our Padlet so far, but Padlet is just a different place to share things. I like it. You can just post without waiting for me, and maybe you can answer each other's questions. I've been posting here. Now, if there's a post I don't deem appropriate, I'm going to take it down, or if there's a post from someone anonymous. So we're just going to share things. You don't want to be anonymous, though. If you want to add things, you press the plus button, and you'll figure it out. It's a lot like Seesaw, and you can add many different kinds of files. So if you're anonymous, like some individuals, you need to log in first. So you can go here and just add things, but this is an app or a website. And in the app or the website, if you log in with your school Gmail, one, you won't need to remember another password. 2, it'll put your name on things automatically, and we won't have to worry about that. So anytime you see a login with Google, go ahead and do it with your school Gmail account, and then you don't have to remember another thing. So when we're doing our work in Google Classroom, this next batch is 3 days of work. Only turn it in when you're done. Remember, turning things in makes it so that you can't work on it for a bit. To unsubmit it takes a little while. So we're going to submit or turn in our work inside Google Classroom. The Google form for tracking, 2/3 of you did it, but it wasn't accurate, didn't work as well. When we do our disease research project, we are going to eventually upload that into a Seesaw video. And when it comes to Seesaw, you don't need to press any submit button. I have to approve it anyway, so I'll know if you've done it. So that's a little easier, but please, 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 this time, click that turn in button. I know I told you in the past, don't do it. But now that not everyone is working at the same pace and at the same day, turning things in lets me know when you're done. So The next thing you'll see is 3 days worth of work. When you finish all 3 days, the orange, the blue, and the green slide, go ahead and turn that in. That's today, Friday, and Monday's work. Other times, you might just use Google Classroom to mark that you did something in an outside app or activity. And you can mark as done, which means you don't have to submit any work. You're just communicating to me that you told me you did something. So the blog is still going to be there for related links like this video. I'll share this video in Google Classroom as well. YouTube videos, mine or others. Resources. So we have resources on the coronavirus that I update, especially now that we're studying the immune system and viruses. But in general, they're on the blog. But also additional resources to complement where we're headed with environmental topics to just go a little further into them. So if you're stuck at home and your parents say, do your work, and you're like, I did it all, well, do something. Well, go watch one of my videos and then you can say you did something else. I've been very happy so far. I think we can keep going. We can keep finishing strong. You'll do your slides, submit them, and turn them in Google when you're done. We're going to post a lot of work to Seesaw. I really like that platform. It's pretty easy and we're familiar with it. We don't need to learn something new. And you can email or Padlet me questions. It's been awesome so far. I'm very happy with what people are doing and what people are making. So keep it up. I don't want you to freak out with all of this. We don't need to be super stressed. So being stuck at home and not having me to ask questions can be stressful. We don't need to be stressed, and we don't need to be like, I have so much work to do. I give you work in chunks. And so if you have a day where you don't do anything, you can use another day to catch up and double down and do 2 days work or whatever. You have a flexible schedule. So you don't need to be super stressed or super depressed. What we're doing right now is surviving an unknown situation. And it's not about being perfect, as Dr. Joe here says. It's about being good enough. So do your best, do what you can, and that will be good enough. Thanks, and I'll see you around.